What if this is the pain that makes you unrecognizable, not broken, not bitter, unrecognizable in strength? What if the thing you are begging to escape is the very thing reshaping you? Pause for a moment. Think about the weight you have been carrying, the disappointment that caught you off guard, the rejection you did not see coming, the quiet battles you fight when no one is watching. You did not plan for this chapter. You did not ask for this setback. And yet, here you are, tired, questioning, trying to stay steady while everything feels uncertain. What if this is not the chapter that breaks you, but the chapter that builds you into someone you would not recognize a year from now? We all imagine transformation as glamorous. We picture applause, success stories, confidence. But transformation rarely announces itself with comfort. It arrives disguised as difficulty. Growth does not ask for permission. Pressure introduces you to your strength. Pain is often the doorway, not the destination. Right now, life may feel like it is stripping things away, stripping certainty, stripping ease, stripping control. But what if it is also stripping fear, stripping complacency, stripping the old version of you that was too small for the future you are meant to live? Consider Aaron Yeager. He experiences devastating loss. He feels powerless against forces far greater than himself. The pain he endures is relentless, forcing him to confront truths about himself he would never have discovered in comfort. And whether you agree with every choice he makes or not, one thing is undeniable. He becomes unrecognizable from the boy he once was. Pain did not leave him the same. It transformed him. Your battlefield may look different. A stagnant career, a relationship that fell apart, a dream that seems delayed, a version of yourself you have outgrown but do not yet know how to replace. The setting is different. The pressure feels the same. The people you admire were shaped in seasons you never saw. Their confidence was built in private struggles. Their clarity was carved from confusion. What you are experiencing is not evidence that you are failing. It may be evidence that you are evolving. You are shedding an old layer, the layer that settled, the layer that doubted, the layer that avoided risk. Shedding is rarely painless, but staying the same can be even more painful. Sometimes what feels like loss is actually preparation. Sometimes what feels like delay is refinement. Sometimes what feels like isolation is focus. Say this to yourself: I am not being punished, I am being prepared. Feel the shift in that perspective. Preparation implies purpose. Preparation implies something greater is ahead. You get to decide what this pain means. You can label it as unfair and allow it to shrink you, or label it as formative and allow it to strengthen you. The event may be out of your control. The interpretation is not. What if one day you look back at this exact period and say, that is when everything changed? Not because it was easy, because you refused to let it define you in a small way. That possibility is in front of you right now. Who are you becoming because of this pain? Before you try to escape this season, understand it. Pain can either distort your identity or refine it. The difference lies in awareness. Awareness is the beginning of power. What you understand, you can improve. You cannot rise above patterns you refuse to recognize. When something painful happens, the first reaction is rarely the deepest one. Anger might be covering embarrassment. Frustration might be masking fear. Ask yourself honestly, what am I truly feeling right now? Sit with it. Name it specifically. The moment you name an emotion accurately, it loses some of its control. Try this exercise tonight. Write down one recent event that triggered you. Describe what happened. Write the emotion you felt. Then ask, what belief about myself caused this reaction? You may discover the pain is not just about the event. It is about the meaning you assigned to it. And meanings can be revised. Every experience becomes a narrative. This setback proves I am not capable. This rejection confirms I am not enough. Are those facts or interpretations filtered through fear? Consider Will Smith. He faced professional risks, public criticism, and projects that failed. He had to reconstruct his internal dialogue, shifting from external validation to internal accountability. That shift allowed him to rebuild stronger. The circumstance did not produce strength. The reflection did. Ask yourself, is the story I am telling empowering me or imprisoning me? Pain also reveals capacity you did not know you possessed. Write down 3 moments when you overcame something difficult. What qualities carried you through? Patience, creativity, persistence, courage. Those qualities are still within you. You are not starting from zero. You are building from experience. Now examine patterns that limit you. Do you avoid difficult conversations? Procrastinate when something matters deeply? Seek approval before deciding? These are not personality traits. They are learned behaviors, and learned behaviors can be unlearned. Close your eyes and imagine a version of yourself not paralyzed by doubt. How would they handle criticism? How would they approach opportunity? That version is not fictional. It is undeveloped. Fear does not disappear before growth. It diminishes as you act despite it. Consider Zuko. Driven by anger and desperate need for approval, he makes harmful choices. But as he questions his beliefs and confronts internal conflict, everything changes. His transformation is not sudden. It is gradual, uncomfortable, requiring deep self-confrontation. By the end, he is nearly unrecognizable, not because circumstances improved, but because his understanding of himself deepened. Your evolution follows the same pattern. Strengthen your internal foundation daily. Each morning, set a character intention, not just tasks. I will respond calmly. I will act decisively. Each evening, review where you aligned and where you fell short. Monitor self-defeating language. Replace "I cannot" with "I am learning how." Surround yourself with environments and people that elevate your standards. Becoming unrecognizable does not mean losing yourself. It means outgrowing limitations that once defined you. Pain is the catalyst. Awareness determines the direction. If this pain is reshaping you, what are you building next? Growth without direction becomes emotional turbulence. Growth with direction becomes advancement. If this season is refining you, what is it preparing you for? Clarity converts struggle into strategy. Undefined ambition creates undefined results. When this chapter ends, who do you want to be? Financially, physically, mentally, professionally. Picture it vividly. The habits you embody, the conversations you initiate, the opportunities you attract. Now write it down. Writing transforms imagination into commitment. Be specific. Instead of "I want success," define what success means to you. Is it launching a business, earning a promotion, completing a certification? Vague goals create vague effort. Once your objective is defined, break it into layers. Start with the long-term outcome. Identify what must happen in 12 months, then narrow to 90 days, then 30 days, then this week, then today. This reverse engineering removes overwhelm. The mountain becomes a series of manageable steps. Consider Elon Musk. He approaches massive ambitions through detailed planning and structured milestones, incremental testing, iteration, and execution. Large visions become attainable when divided into smaller, actionable stages. Choose no more than 3 core daily actions that directly support your primary objective. Commit to them consistently. Consistency builds identity. Each day you follow through, you reinforce who you are becoming. Focus is not accidental, it is engineered. Eliminate unnecessary distractions during work periods. Set time blocks for high-priority tasks. One practical technique: choose a single task, work on it without interruption for 45 minutes, rest for 10, then repeat. When you notice procrastination, name the fear beneath it, then shrink the task. If an entire proposal feels overwhelming, draft the outline. Start imperfectly. Action generates momentum. Momentum reduces resistance. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Build routines that minimize decision-making. Perform important tasks at the same time each day. Track progress visibly. Mark completed actions on a calendar. Seeing consecutive days of effort strengthens resolve. Look at T'Challa. His leadership was not spontaneous. It required preparation, training, and strategic thinking. Talent alone was insufficient. Structure transformed aspiration into achievement. Do not focus solely on outcomes. Monitor effort-based metrics. If your goal involves fitness, track workouts completed rather than immediate change. Effort is within your control. Outcomes follow consistent effort. Half-hearted execution produces half-developed results. Decide that this season of pain will not be wasted. Planning does not eliminate uncertainty. It prepares you for it. When the storm hits, who do you decide to become? You made the plan. You committed to the routine. And then something happened. The unexpected setback. The rejection that stung. The missed opportunity. This is the moment that separates interest from commitment. Everyone loves the idea of growth. Few embrace the friction that accompanies it. No resistance, no refinement, no pressure, no transformation. Failure often feels like a verdict, a confirmation of your deepest doubts. But what if failure is not a verdict? What if it is feedback? Michael Jordan was cut from his high school varsity basketball team. He could have accepted that as a limitation. Instead, he treated it as motivation, training relentlessly until he became one of history's most accomplished athletes. Talent alone did not create his legacy. His refusal to surrender did. Oprah Winfrey was told early in her career she was unfit for television. She faced personal trauma, rejection, and financial hardship. Yet she persisted, redefined her narrative, and built an empire grounded in authenticity. These individuals were not protected from adversity. They were strengthened by it. When something collapses, ask 3 questions. What did I control? What did I not control? What will I adjust moving forward? This prevents emotional spirals and transforms disappointment into development. Mental toughness is not the absence of emotion. It is the ability to act despite emotion. Notice the voice that says, "You always fail," and replace it with, "This attempt failed, not me." Practice voluntary discomfort daily. Wake up earlier. Finish the difficult task first. By choosing discomfort intentionally, you train yourself to tolerate it unexpectedly. On days when quitting appears rational, return to your written purpose. Reconnect with the future you envisioned. Visualize a marathon runner at mile 20. The body aches. The mind negotiates surrender. Yet each step forward declares, "I am stronger than this moment." When major setbacks strike, a business fails, a relationship ends, a career path collapses, resilience begins with acceptance. Do not deny the disappointment. Feel it, then choose to rebuild. Create a short-term stabilization plan. Focus on daily routines that restore order. Then set one modest objective. Not a grand ambition, just one achievable step that restores confidence. Look at Tony Stark. His strength did not lie in avoiding mistakes. It lay in adapting after them. Resilience is reinvention. You are allowed to rebuild. Maintain a gratitude journal. Document 3 things each day that remain stable or positive. Honor your commitments to yourself. When you say you will complete a task, complete it. Self-trust strengthens resilience. Temporary pain does not define permanent identity. If strength is being forged, how will you act daily? You have faced pain. You have discovered awareness. You have structured your goals. You have built resilience. All of it is meaningless without action. Small steps, repeated daily, compound into monumental change. Identify the actions that directly support your primary objective and embed them into your daily schedule. When the action becomes habitual, motivation becomes secondary. Consider Dwayne Johnson. Early mornings in the gym. Consistent focus on roles and business ventures. Persistent personal development. His success came not through sporadic effort, but through daily, purposeful discipline. Your progress works the same way. When procrastination appears, start before you feel ready. Write 1 paragraph. Exercise for 10 minutes. Learn 1 concept today. Each small step chips away at resistance. Each repeated step solidifies the habit. Designate specific time blocks for high-priority tasks. Turn off alerts. Focus is a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Consider Rocky Balboa. Pain, fatigue, and doubt were constant companions, yet he showed up day after day. That discipline created an unrecognizable transformation from underdog to champion. On days when enthusiasm disappears, rely on habit. Visualize the version of yourself you are building. Celebrate consistency more than isolated achievements. Track each day you completed your intended action. Seeing the streak grow strengthens identity. When setbacks disrupt your routine, return immediately. One missed day does not undo the work you have done. Ask daily, does this action move me closer to my vision? Intentionality transforms effort into progress. Surround yourself with people who encourage growth and hold you accountable. Design your environment to make desired actions easier than undesired ones. I am the person who follows through. Say it, live it, repeat it. Looking back, what have you learned about yourself? Take a moment and reflect on the journey. You began by confronting pain, pain that challenged your identity and forced you to face uncomfortable truths. From that pain, awareness emerged. You recognized that your internal narrative either limits you or prepares you for growth. Consider Harry Potter. Confronted with loss, danger, and self-doubt from an early age, his ability to reflect on experiences and remain aware of his choices allowed him to grow into someone capable of facing challenges that once seemed impossible. You carry that same capacity. You explored how perspective transforms experience. A setback is not a verdict, it is feedback. A delay is not failure, it is refinement. You translated insight into structure through goal setting, breaking long-term objectives into daily actions that make growth tangible and inevitable. You strengthened resilience, learning that setbacks are not deterrents but catalysts. Each time you rise after a fall, you reinforce the belief that circumstances do not define you. Your response does. And through action and consistency, you learned that discipline is not restriction. It is freedom because it allows you to actualize your highest potential. Now ask yourself, what is one action I can take today that my future self will thank me for? I am capable. I am committed. I act consistently. Say it aloud. Believe it. Move forward. When you combine awareness, mindset, goals, resilience, and action, you become unrecognizable in the best possible way. Someone who sees obstacles as opportunities. Someone who does not wait for permission, but creates their own reality. Your pain has purpose. Your awareness has power. Your actions have momentum. Close your eyes and visualize the person you are becoming. See their confidence, their resilience, their clarity. Now open your eyes. That person is not a fantasy. They are emerging through every choice you make today. You are not here to merely survive. You are here to rise, to grow, and to become unrecognizable in the most extraordinary way possible. This is your moment. Embrace it. Own it. Become the person you were meant to be.